Welcome back to my channel. Today we are learning about the subqueries in SQL, one of the most powerful concepts in database. Imagine you are running a company with 100 employees. One day your boss comes to you and say that find me all the employees who are earning more than the average salary in our company. So now, how will you do it? Of course, you first need to find the average salary and then compare each employee's salary with it. This is exactly where subqueries in SQL come to the picture. So, what is query? Is like a helper query inside another query. Think of it like a mini detective who finds the answer to one of the part of the problem and then pass it to the main detective, the outer query, to solve the full mystery. It's simple. A subquery is simply a query inside another query. It is also called a nested query or an inner query. The outer query uses the result of the subquery to produce the final output. In another scenario, suppose you have a student table and you want to know which student scored the highest mark in the exam. You can't directly check everyone's marks. First, you want to need to find the maximum marks and then identify the students. From students where the marks equal to select maximum marks from student. The inner query finds the topper score and the outer query tells you who that is the topper. The types of subqueries are single row subquery, the multi-row subquery, and correlated subquery. The single row subquery like finding one average or one maximum. Multi-row subquery when the inner query gives a multiple answer like finding students from many cities. The correlated subquery, this is like a conversion between the inner query and the outer query where the inner query depends on each row of the outer query. So here a simple example of the correlated query. Imagine every department in your company, you want to find employees whose salary is higher than average salary of their own departments. So here we have a case EMP table. Select even.emp name, even.salary because I want to display the two columns in the table from employees or from case EMP. I want to give a even alias here because it displays the outer query alias where even.salary greater than select average e.salary from KCMP E2. E2 is the another alias to the same table where even department equal to E2 department. Here, each employee is checked against their department's average. So the subquery runs again and again for each row. So in short, subqueries are like helper inside SQL, solving many problems so that the main query can give the complete answer. That's the magic of subquery. So, why we use the subquery in SQL? The subquery are used because they break complex problems into a small part. They make queries shorter and more readable. They allow step-by-step logical filtering and they help when one query result is needed for another query. Subqueries are like a helper inside a SQL that solves small puzzles. So many query can solve the bigger puzzle. That's why we use the subquery to make SQL smarter, cleaner, and more powerful. So friends, just remember that single row subquery returns one value, multi-row subquery returns multiple values, Correlated subquery runs again for each row, and subquery in select shows calculated result in the output. That's how subquery makes SQL more powerful and flexible. If you enjoy this topic, so don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more SQL storage and tutorials.